Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding introduction to control system. Control systems are integral part of the modern industrialization, industrial processes and home appliances. It plays an important role in the working of space vehicles, satellites, guided missiles, etc. Therefore, it is necessary to get familiar with the analysis and designing methods of such control systems. Why automatic control systems are required? Automatic control has played a vital role in the advance of engineering and science. It is more important in space vehicle systems, missile guidance systems, robotic systems, modern manufacturing, and industrial processes. For example, numerical control of machine tools in the manufacturing industries. So, in the manufacturing industries, the program to run the machine it is required, that is called a numerical control of machine tools. Then design of autopilot system in the aerospace industries. Then design of cars and trucks in the automobile industries and speed governors. These are the examples of automatic control systems. It is also essential in industrial operations as controlling pressure, temperature, humidity, viscosity, and flow in process industries. Automatic control helps in attaining optimal performance of dynamic systems, improving productivity, relieving the drudgery of many routine, repetitive manual operations. Now we will see the elements of control system. So first element in a control system is input. So what is input? The stimulus or excitation applied to a control system from an external source in order to produce the output is called input. So input means it is a excitation applied to the control system, that is called the input. Next is output. So the actual response obtained from a system is called output. So you will get the response from the system, that is called the output. Then what is system? A system is an arrangement of or a combination of different physical components connected or related in such a manner so as to form an entire unit to attain a certain objective. So it is a combination of different physical components to attain the certain objective, that is called a system. Then control. So you have to control the system, so that the control is required. So it means to regulate, direct or command a system so that the desired objective is attained. That is called a control. So combining above definitions, so you will get the system plus control, that will be equal to control system. So that is equal to the control system. So it is a combination of system plus its control, that is called a control system. Now we will see the control system. It is an arrangement of different physical elements connected in such a manner so as to regulate, direct or command itself to achieve certain objective. So if the control, if it is added in a system, then that system becomes the control system. So difference between system and control system. So you can see the diagram, block diagram on a left hand side. So input it is applied to the system, you will get the output. So it may or may not be the desired output because there is a no control. It is only a physical system. On the right hand side, you can see the input is applied to the control system, you will get the desired output because that system, it is controlled, it is regulated by the control. So that is the difference between system and the control system. example, that is a fan. So you can see the input, the fan, it is a system. Okay, so input of 230 volt and 50 hertz AC supply, it is applied to the system. You will get the airflow, that is the output. Okay, so it is a system, fan, it is a system. Then a fan without blades, suppose there are no blades that is attached to the fan, it cannot be a system, because it cannot provide the desired or proper output, that is airflow. You will not get air, that is the output. So input, it is applied, that is 230 volt to 50 hertz AC supply, it is applied to the fan without its blades. You will not get the output because there will be no airflow or no proper or desired output. A fan can be a system when a system with blades but without regulator can be a system, because it can provide a proper output, that is airflow. Only you will get the airflow, that is the output, proper output. But it cannot be a control system because it cannot provide desired output, that is controlled airflow. So input, that is applied to the fan, that is a system, and you will get the airflow only, that is a proper output. A fan can be a control system, a fan with blades and with regulator. Now the regulator, it is a control that is attached in a system, can be a control system because it can provide the desired output. So you will get the different speeds of the fan by using the regulator. So it will be the controlled output or the desired output. So input, that is applied, there is a regulator, that is a control element that is attached in between the input and the system. So it becomes the control system and you will get the desired or control output from the fan. So that fan becomes the control system. So this is an example of the control system. Now concept of automatic controls. So an automatic control system is a preset closed loop control system that requires no operator action. So in a automatic control, there will be no operator, it is required. Without operator, the system that can be run. So automatic control uses application of mechanisms to the operation and regulation of processes without continuous direct human intervention. So no human operators are necessary. This assumes the process remains in the normal range for the control system. An automatic control system has two process variables associated with it. First, a control variable, and second, a manipulated variable. A control variable is the process variable that is maintained at a specific value or within a specified range. That is called a control variable. So example is the storage tank having the float wall. So particular level in water tank is maintained by a ball wall or the float wall. As the particular level is reached, the ball in a tank moves slowly in an upward direction, causing the wall to be stop the flow in a tank. So that is a control variable. So the storage tank level is the control variable. Second, it is manipulated variable. A manipulated variable is the process variable that is act on by the control system to maintain the controlled variable at a specified value or within the specified range. So in case of water tank, the flow rate of a water supplied to the tank is the manipulated variable. So functions of automatic control. In any automatic control system, the four basic functions that occurs are measurement, comparison, computation, and correction. Now we will see the basic definitions that are used in a control system. So first, it is a system. A system is a combination or an arrangement of different physical components which act together as a entire unit to achieve certain objective. So that definition that we have already seen at the beginning of the slide. So example is, a classroom is a physical system. A room along with the combination of benches, blackboard, fans, lighting arrangement, etc. can be called as a classroom, which acts as a elementary system. Now in a classroom, so professor is delivering his lecture. It becomes a control system as he tries to regulate, direct or command the students in order to achieve the objective, which is to input good knowledge to the student. Another example, a lamp, that is a system. A lamp made up of glass and filament is a physical system. So that is called a system. Next is the plant. The portion of a system which is to be controlled or regulated is called a plant. So the plant may be piece of equipment, perhaps just a set of machine parts. So the purpose of plant is to perform a particular operation. For example, mechanical device, a heating furnace, chemical reactor or a spacecraft. So that is the plant. The portion of a system which is to be controlled or regulated is called the plant of the process. The next is process. So any operation to be controlled is called a process. Examples are chemical, economic or biological processes. So any operation that to be controlled is called a process. Then controller. The element of the system itself or external to the system which controls the plant or the process is called controller. So the element which controls the process or the plant is called a controller. So for example, on-off switch to the control bulb. So bulb or a lamp made up of glass filament is a physical system. And if a lamp is switched on or off using a switch, the entire system is called control system, and switch, it is used as a controller. Input, it is an applied signal or the excitation signal applied to control system from an external energy source in order to produce a specified output, that is called the input. Then output, it is a particular signal of interest or the actual response obtained from the control system when input is applied to it. So these two definitions that we have seen in earlier slides. Then disturbances. So disturbance is a signal which tends to adversely affect the value of the output of a system. So disturbances are undesirable and unavoidable effects beyond our control, generated from outside process, environment and from within. If such disturbance is generated within the system itself, it is called as internal disturbance. The disturbance generated outside the system acting as an extra input to the system in addition to its normal input, affecting the output adversely, it is called the external disturbance. So within the system, disturbance within the system, it is called the internal, and the disturbance outside the system, it is called the external disturbance. The presence of the disturbance is one of the main reason of using control. So for that, to avoid that disturbances, you have to use the control. Now the classification of control system. So regarding classification, first, it is a natural control system. Second, man-made control system. Third, manual control system. Fourth is automatic control system. Then open loop control system. Sixth is closed loop control system. Seventh, linear versus non-linear control systems. Next is time invariant and time variant control systems, continuous data and discrete data system, and last is deterministic and stochastic control systems. So we will see now one by one. So first, it is a natural control system. The biological systems inside the human being are natural type. For example, perspiration system inside the human being. So examples of natural control system, it is a universe and a human body. These are the examples of natural control system. Second, man-made control system. So man-made control systems are those which are designed and manufactured by human being and are in use in day-to-day life. That is called a man-made control system. Examples are an automobile system with gears, accelerators, braking systems. That is the man-made control systems because it is actuated by the human being. So it is a man-made control system. Then combinational control systems. So combinational control systems is one having combination of natural and man-made together. So for example, driver driving a vehicle. Then manual control systems, examples of room temperature regulation via electric fan, water level control. And automatic control system, room temperature regulation via AC. So by using AC, that is the automatic control, you can regulate the room temperature, and human body temperature control, that is the automatic control systems. Then open loop and closed loop systems. Now open loop control system. So definition of open loop control system, a system in which the control action is totally independent of the output of the system is called as open loop system. You can see the block diagram. There is a reference input, that is RT. There is a controller, then UT, then process, and the control output, that is CT, that you will get. So a control system in which output is a function of input, but the controlling action or input is totally independent of output or changes in output of a system is called open loop system. So in this case, the reference input RT, it is applied to the controller which generates the actuating signal UT. You can see in the diagram, the reference input RT, it is applied to the controller which generates the actuating signal UT required to control the process which is to be controlled. The process is giving out the necessary desired control output, CT. So any physical system which does not automatically correct for variation in its output is called open loop system. Suppose in the system you will not get the desired output, or there is a variation in its output, the system does not automatically correct that desired output, that is called the open loop system. Such a system may be represented by the block diagram as shown in the below. There is a controller, there is a process, then the reference input, and the actuating signal UT that is required to control the process, that is shown. In these systems, output is dependent on input, but controlling action or input is totally independent of output or changes in output of the system. In these systems, the output remains constant for a constant input signal provided by the external conditions remain unaltered. So output, that will be the constant output that you will get. In any open loop control system, the output is not compared with the reference input. As a result, the accuracy of the system depends on the calibration. In the presence of disturbances, an open loop control system will not perform any desired task. Open loop control system can be used in practice only if the relationship between the input and output is known and if there are neither internal or external disturbances. Then only you can use the open loop control system. Means clearly such systems are not feedback control systems, not that any control system that operates on a time basis in open loop. For instance, traffic control by means of a signals operated on a time basis is an example of open loop. So we'll see the examples now of a open loop control systems. So first it is a automatic toaster system. So you can see the desired time that is set, then the input it is given, the relay or controller is there, then heating process of bread, and you will get the actual toast. So in this system, the quality of toast depends upon the time for which the toast is tested. Depending on the time setting, bread is simply heated in the system. The toast quality is to be judged by the user and has no effect on the input. Then traffic light controller. A traffic flow control system used on a roads is time dependent. It is a time dependent traffic flow control system. It is a time dependent. The traffic on the road becomes mobile or stationary depending upon the duration and sequence of lamp glow. So there is a time that is set for the glowing of the lamp. As per the glowing of the lamp, the traffic that will be stationary or it will mobile or it will be move. So it is a time dependent. The sequence and duration are controlled by relays which are predetermined and not dependent on the rush on the road. So depending on the rush, this system will not be operated. That will be operated as a time dependent. That is a time that is set in a control. So that is an open loop system. Another is residential heating system. The indoor temperature of the response variable of interest, if it is affected by the main disturbance input, that is outdoor temperature. The desired temperature is set on a calibrated dial. This positions the valve that admits the steam or circulation through the radiator. The valve dial is calibrated when the environment temperature has certain value. When this value changes significantly, the control temperature will deviate from the desired value by the large error and hence precise control will not be realized. So advantages and disadvantages of open loop control system. The advantages of the systems are such systems are simple in construction, very much convenient when output is difficult to measure. Such systems are easy for maintenance point of view. These are not troubled with problems of stability and these systems are simple to design and hence economical. Then some disadvantage of the open loop controls. These systems are inaccurate and unreliable because accuracy of such systems are totally dependent on accurate peak calibration of the controller. So that is depends upon the input that is provided to the controller. These systems give inaccurate results if there are variations in the external environment. These systems can't sense internal disturbances in the system after the controller stage, and recalibration of the controller is necessary time to time to maintain the quality and accuracy of the desired output. Now we will see the closed loop system. A system in which the control action is somehow dependent on the output is called the closed loop system. A system in which there is a controlling action or input is dependent on the output, that is called a closed loop system. To have dependence of input on the output, such systems uses the feedback property. Feedback, it is a property of the system by which it permits the output to be compared with the reference input so that appropriate controlling action can be decided. So you can see in a block diagram, there is a command input that is given to the reference transducer. Then there is a reference input by the transducer or given to the controller. Reference input, it is output of the transducer that is given to the controller. There is an error signal, manipulated signal, control output. Then there is a feedback transducer or the feedback loop, it is provided, which compares the output with the input, reference input. So RT, it is a reference input. You can see in a diagram, that is a reference input, that is RT. Then MT, that is manipulated signal. ET, it is a error signal. Then CT, it is a controlled output, and BT, that is a feedback signal that is given to the controller. So the main excitation to the system is called as its command input, which is then applied to the reference transducer to generate the reference input. So transducer that will generate the reference input. The output is feedback to the reference input by feedback element and compared by giving error signal. So feedback signal or the feedback transducer that will produce the error signal by comparing the output with the input. This error signal is then modified by the controller and decides proportional manipulated signal for the process to be controlled. So controller that will modify the signal, or it is also called the manipulated signal, that is sent. This manipulation is such that error will approach to zero. This signal then actuates the actual system and produces output. So as output is controlled one, it is called a controlled output, that is CT. So closed loop system, that is there is a feedback control system. So feedback control systems are often referred to as closed loop control systems. So in practice, the term feedback control and closed loop controls are used interchangeably. So in a closed loop control system, the actuating error signal, which is a difference between the input signal and the feedback signal, is fed to the controller so as to reduce the error and bring the output of the system to a desired value. The examples of closed loop system, that is a human being. You can see in a block diagram, there is a brain, then hands, and the eyes. Eyes work as a feedback signal. So the best example is human being. If a person wants to reach for a book on a table, position of the book is given to the reference. Feedback signal from eyes compares the actual position of hands with the reference position. Error signal is given to the brain. Brain manipulates this error and gives signals to the hand. This process continues till the position of the hands gets achieved appropriately. Second example, that is home heating system. So there is a wall, there is a heating system, and feedback, it is a temperature sensor. So after achieving the temperature, the feedback, it is given to the control system, and then control system that will compares that output with the input and error signal that will be produced, and the control system that will manipulate that error signal. So in this system, heating system is operated by a wall. The actual temperature is sensed by a thermal sensor and compared with the desired temperature. The difference between the two actuates the wall mechanism to change the temperature as per the requirement. Another example of closed loop system, that is a manual speed control system. A locomotive operator driving a train is good example of manual speed control system. The objective is to maintain the speed equal to the speed limits set. The entire system is shown in a block diagram. So advantages and disadvantages of closed loop system. So actually of these systems is always very high. So accuracy of this system is very high because controller modifies and manipulates the actuating signal such that error in the system will be zero. Closed loop system senses environmental changes as well as internal disturbances and accordingly modifies the error. There is reduced effect of non-linearities and distortions. Bandwidth, that is operating frequency zone for such system, is very high. Disadvantages: systems are complicated and time consuming. Then due to feedback, system tries to correct the error from time to time. Tendency to overcorrect the error may cause oscillations without bound in the system. The stability problems are severe and must taken care while designing the system. Then this is the difference of open loop system and closed loop system. It is simple, economical and consume less power, open loop systems, and closed loop system that are complex, costlier and consume more power. Open loop systems are easier to construct because less number of components are required, and the system is inaccurate and unreliable. And in closed loop systems, not easy to construct because more number of components are required, but systems are accurate and more reliable. Then stability in open loop control system. So stability is not major problem in open loop control system because it is generally stable. But stability in case of low closed loop system, it is major problem in more care is needed to design a stable control loop system. Open loop system has a small bandwidth and feedback element is absent and output measurement is not necessary. But in closed loop system, it has a large bandwidth and feedback element is present and output measurement is necessary. So examples are coffee maker, automatic toaster, hand dryer. That these are the examples of open loop control system. And guided missiles, temperature control of oven, servo voltage stabilizer is the example of closed loop control system. Then the another classification of the control system, that is a linear control system and the non-linear control system. So linear control system, when the input x1 produces an output y1 and an input x2 produces an output y2, then in any combination alpha x1 plus beta x2 should produce an output alpha y1 plus beta y2. In such case system, that system it is called a linear control system. Therefore, linear systems are those where the principle of superposition and proportionality are obeyed. Non-linear control systems do not obey the law of superposition. The stability of non-linear systems depend on root location as well as initial conditions and type of input. So non-linear systems exhibit self-sustained oscillations of fixed frequency. That is a linear and non-linear systems. So this is a difference between linear and non-linear systems. That is obey superposition, do not obey superposition, can be analyzed by standard test signals, and stability depends only on root location in case of linear, and cannot analyze by standard test signals, and stability depends on root location, initial conditions and type of input in case of non-linear. So these are some differences in linear and non-linear systems. Then the another classification, that is according to the time varying control system and time invariant control system. So time varying control systems are those in which parameters of the systems are varying with time. It is not dependent on whether input and output are functions of time or not. For example, the space vehicles in which whose mass decreases with time as it leaves the earth. So mass it is a parameter of a space vehicle system. So that is regarding the time varying control system. And in case of time invariant systems, the parameters of the system are not varying with time and are constant. For example, in electrical network, the values of various elements like capacitor, resistor, inductors are constant and time invariant. That is, the parameters do not vary with the time. So the parameters vary with the time, it is called a time varying control systems, and the parameters which do not vary with the time are called time invariant control system. So this is an example that is given. Then next classification, that is continuous data versus discrete data system. In continuous data control system, all system variables are functions of a continuous time t. A discrete time control system involves one or more variables that are known only at discrete time intervals. And the last classification, that is deterministic versus stochastic control system. A control system is deterministic if the response to the input is predictable and repeatable, and if not, the control system is stochastic control system. So this is regarding the introduction to the control system and classification of control system. Thank you.